Welcome everyone to today's second video. In this video we're going to be looking at the chance of a SSW, a sudden stratospheric warming over the next couple of weeks. This is where there's a warming over the North Pole, and it will displace or split the polar vortex. And for ideal chance of, if you want more colder weather, we are looking for a split of the polar vortex. So we're going to see if many models are going for that at the moment. So without further ado, let's get into this. So first we're going to look at the ECMWF chart. So currently we've got two areas of warming. We've got one near Canada, the west of Greenland right here, and the main focus where the proper warming is going to be is this one over here near Siberia, as you can see just here. Now we are still not sure if it's definitely going to be an SSW, but most models are going for this. So yeah, so week one, so this is the 25th of December to the 1st of January, looks like this from the ECMWF. So yeah, we've got a very large warming over Siberia. The temperatures may be a bit cooler than average towards the pole at this point, but most parts above average temperatures at the moment, and we're going to continue to see this. So let's go and have a look at week 2 for you right now. So week 2 looks like this, and as you can see, that warming just here pushes this way, and it's going to push into the pole, and by week 2 that has actually come off, and this is what we are looking to see. And then the average temperature of the North Pole to average is extremely above average, with at least 10 degrees above average all the way in this zone here. So that is a huge warming of the stratosphere at this point, so we've got to keep an eye on this. As you can see, the polar vortex is pushed down here towards the UK and Europe, so that is very, very interesting. A very large warming. And as we go to week 3, you will see that that warming is still pushing in, and it actually pushes in more centrally over the pole. So it is very interesting, this centered over the pole here, big warming. So we are going to have a more detailed look into this right now. So we're going to look at the more detailed charts to see if it actually will be an SSW or a split of the polar vortex from Meteocell. So we're going to show you that right now. So let's pop over there just now. So as you can see, this is the current situation with a little warming starting towards Siberia, as you have saw, and the polar vortex is actually being fairly stretched already. So we have just taken note that the polar vortex is already quite weak. So we are going to look through most of the on samples in this video to show you what overall the GFS is saying about the stratospheric warming. So we are going to start from current situation and go on. So as we carry on, coming up towards the new year, the warming gathers a lot of pace and actually starts trying to push further into the pole, and it ends up being around 50 degrees above average towards Siberia there, getting very, very significant warming there. So that's a major warming. But as we get near into the new year, the warming gets quite extreme, and the temperatures even nearly in the pole at this point, getting up to around 4 to 0 degrees, and that is about 70 degrees above average for the pole. So that is very significant right there. So as we carry on, we're going to look like this. So just like this, and we get that warming still pushing into the pole, and that would definitely reverse the solar winds. Reverse the solar winds there, probably affect our weather with that. But also we are looking for a split of the polar vortex. So let's see if we do go and get one of them just here. So when we mean a split, we mean we probably need a little warming down here in the Atlantic, and this warming to sort of work together and split the polar vortex into two. So let's say an area of deep blue went over here, an area of deep blue went over here, that would be a split of the polar vortex. But at the moment, it's still fully connected and all in one. So as we carry on up to the end of this run into the extended range, you see it looks like it's going to split. It's a breaking point, as you can see, a bit of blues here and a bit of blues here. You think it's going to go and split, but somehow it just hangs on with the GFS operational run, but it is really displaced, and the temperature of the North Pole will be a lot higher than usual. So that is the operational run, but we will show you about 10 of the unsamples with this and the control run. So let's show you that just now, see if we get any splits of the polar vortex. Let's show you. Okay, so we are going to go from about the new year, as we don't want to show you all of this because it would take too long. So we'll get through as much of them as we can. So without further ado, let's get into this. So once again, a very large warming, putting a lot of pressure on the polar vortex, but the polar vortex just hangs on with the control run today, doesn't split. So that's what that one's looking like. Sample member number 1 looks like this. Once again, huge warming pushing into the pole and splits the polar vortex. That is what we're looking for just there. As you can see, we will show you. We've got the very large warming here pushing into the pole, and a little warming just appearing over here, a little above average just over here, and working together, them two managed to split the polar vortex into two. As you can see, one deep blue over here, one deep blue over here. That is what we call a split of the polar vortex. And if you want colder conditions, will probably happen about a week or two after. It'll affect our weather a week or two after it actually happens. So that is what we're looking for. And as you can see, by the 11th of January, the polar vortex is just in pieces, really. The only strong bit of cold left is all the way up there into Canada and America. It's really weak polar vortex just there. So number 1 splits the vortex. That is very interesting. So let's go and show you number 2. Number 2 looks like this. So for number 2, put a lot of pressure on it, but just the polar vortex just hangs on. Number 3 looks like this. Number 3, a lot of pressure on the polar vortex and splits it. That's what we're looking for. That's 2 splits now. So we'll see how much are going for a split. So that is 2 going for a split now. Number 4 looks like this. A lot of pressure on the polar vortex, just hangs on though with number 4. Let's see what number 5 is going for. Number 5, once again, huge warming. A lot of pressure on the polar vortex, but it just hangs on once again. And number 6, once more, huge warming, but just about intact. The polar vortex doesn't get to a split with that one. Number 7 puts a lot of pressure on it. That's a bit more toned down, with huge displacement event, but doesn't split the polar vortex with that one. Number 8 looks like this, splits the polar vortex. That's a very nice one, splitting just there, and you see the polar vortex being disintegrated with that one. That is a nice split, so that's what we're looking for. So 3 going for split now. Number 9 looks like this. Once again, huge warming over the pole, but no split with number 9. Number 10 looks like this. Once again, huge warming, splits the vortex. That's a very nice one. As you can see here, we'll show you a bit more on this one. This is what we're looking for. So we have got 2 areas of dark blue split and the warming heading in this direction over here. That is a nice split of the polar vortex, and that's what we're looking for. So let's continue. So that's number 10 goes for a split as well. So that's 4 splits now so far. So let's see what number 11 does. Number 11, a huge warming there, splits the vortex once again. That's 5 splitting the vortex now. Maybe, just maybe, this could actually end up being quite good. So let's have a look at number 12. Number 12 just hangs on, doesn't quite split the vortex there. Number 13 happens with number 13. Splits the vortex just there, as you can see. Not for long, but it does split it. So that's 6 going for a split of the polar vortex now. Number 14 looks like this. Once again, a lot of pressure on the polar vortex, and it does split it just there, as you can see. Not a big split, but there is still 2 areas splitting away from each other here. So I think we'll class that as a split. Yeah, so that is 7 going for a split now. So is it trending a bit towards even more towards a split today? Will we get a split? It's looking like this could actually come off if we do keep seeing some more going for splits, and we'll see more. And there's another. That's a very nice split there. So that's 8 going for a split now. This is actually looking quite good today, and with the runs later I expect to see even more going for this. Number 16 looks like this, just hangs on, number 16, but look at the end of the run here. We've got another warming taking place in Siberia just there. That's very interesting. Maybe if that one didn't come off, the next one would. Number 17 looks like this. So close to splitting, but once again, another warming towards Siberia trying to start off. Just hangs on, but it's very displaced, and the polar vortex is tiny with that one. Number 18 looks like this. Split the vortex. That's a very nice split. So that is number 9. That is 9 going for a split now. So that is very nice. Number 19 looks like this. A lot of pressure here, and it just hangs on. The polar vortex with that one just hangs on. But most of these have been near splits. They've all really been going for a definite SSW at this point. Number 20 just hangs on. Number 21 looks like this. Once again, a huge warming, but just hangs on. So close. It's a breaking point with that one. We are so close to splitting the vortex. Number 22 looks like this. Oh, it's so close. Does it split there? I think that just about... We'll count that one as a split because it's very close, but I think it just split just there. So number 22, we think with a split. So that's 10 going for a split now. Very, very close with that one, about in the middle. So we will go for a split with that one. Number 23 looks like this. So close there, being stretched, just doesn't come off there. Number 24, once more looks like this, but that's a very nice split, and look at what happens after that. One area, the polar vortex was just disintegrated, and the warming even strengthening over Siberia here. Number 24 has a very nice split. That's 11 going for a split now. Number 25 looks like this. Wow, that's a very intense warming over the pole there. Number 25, so close. It looks like it's going to split there, but then just hangs on. So that one just gets out of a split. Trying the hardest not to split it, really. Number 26 splits the vortex. Oh, and another warming over by Canada and the west of Greenland. That's a very nice one. Looks a bit like the situation we were from the Beast from the East in 2018. Just there, very nice. One warming to the west of Greenland, one north of Scandinavia. That's a very nice split. So that's 12 going for a split. Now, so that's very interesting. Number 27 looks like this. A lot of pressure on the vortex, just holds on, but look how out of place it is there. That looks so close to splitting. Number 28 looks like this. Once again, we're so close, just hangs on though. Number 29 looks like this. And number 29, so close once again. They're trying the hardest not to split it, as you can see. And finally, number 30 looks like this, and just hangs on once again. So, it's very, very interesting charts from today's 6Z run this morning. We'll definitely have a look at the 12Z when we do the next video, whether it's today or tomorrow. But that is all the on samples done and all the stratospheric data we have got for you at the moment. But before we go, we will show you the Zola winds chart from the ECMWF. It'll show us how much are going for a a certain stratospheric warming at the moment from the ECNWF. So a different model from the GFS, but we will show you them very quick. Here we go. Okay, so this is what the ECNWF on samples are looking like for the solar wind. So the average is this big red line right here, as you can see. And at the moment we are already weaker than average, but we are looking at a strengthening of the solar winds on the way by this point. But then look what happens here. Look at this blue line descending down, and if you want a reversal of the solar winds, so that is classed as an SSW if you get a reversal of the solar winds, and that is this black line across here. Let me clear all of that up. So this is this black line across here if you want a reversal of the solar winds. And around the 8th of January, most of the models are just about on the reversal, and a lot of the models, look at this model, going minus 35 with the solar winds extreme, but most of the models are going for reversal of the solar winds, as you can see, with most of them getting to that line there, and quite a lot underneath, and there's not that much up here, is there? So most of them are going for at least a major warming of the stratosphere or an SSW, so it's very, very interesting, as you can see, and really all the way up until February it never really recovers, as you can see just here. So that is a good sign for colder weather if we reverse the solar winds. So that is the last data we've got to show you with the charts today. So thanks everyone for watching today's second video, and we'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.